Hello everybody, and today we are going to talk about the most essential part of recognizing your not self behaviors. And in our body graph we can see our not self behaviors in open centers. What does it mean, open center? That means that the energy in that center is not fixed. It's an open center. Sometimes there is energy, sometimes there is no energy. And most of the time, that center will be conditioned by the energies of others. What does it mean? Okay, let's take an example. For example, we have open Ajna center. Like it's undefined, on your chart, doesn't have a color. What does it actually mean? What information we get out of this? That means that the person doesn't have a fixed opinion, one opinion that doesn't change, or one particular way to look at things. It means the person can want, of course, to say that, my opinion will never change or my mind will never change. But actually, the ideas, the thoughts, and the opinions of other people are going to influence Ajna center of this person. And first we have to look, let's say, at the conditioning possibilities, at the setbacks of this center, which means you have to be aware that when you are in presence of other people, the thoughts that you have, they are not your thoughts exactly. Those can be easily the thoughts of the people around you. So be careful, you just have to know about this, that, interesting, why do I start to think that it's a good idea? Why do I feel so certain about it? Maybe there is somebody in my presence, somebody around me, who feels certain about it, who has a certain opinion. When we realize this conditioning and we stop pretending over time that this is my opinion, this is exactly how I think, it's never going to change, when we stop having this fight and just realize how fluid and changeable our mind is, we're starting to enjoy the benefits. What the benefits are? This person, without having a fixed way to look at things, is an open mind person, has much less prejudice mechanically, is able to have this opinion and then based on the information have another opinion, change the mind, be more open, less fixed. And actually everything that is fixed works in the only certain way. The person with an open ajna may find that certain concepts are not suitable. Let's speak, for example, about language learning, Certain concepts of language learning are not suitable, but maybe unexpected, strange ways that happen gradually over time just give him a possibility to embrace, absorb, and digest the language without fixed methodics. And the person with an open ajna, realizing that the mind is very changeable, can look at these benefits over time. When we are not conditioned in this open center, when we stop trying to prove that we are sure, that we are certain, we start having more benefits of this particular center. Like, I can even say to people, I have changed my mind, I have changed my opinion, I have been thinking like this before. I can say to people that I don't have a certain concept, but I can let them see what is my very open vision is, that I can see it from this angle, and I can see it from this angle, and I can see it from another angle. I do not insist that there is a right, correct angle, but in discussions, in polemics, it helps me, because I have an open ajna, it helps me to see opinions of other people, to digest them, to look at them. It helps me to have so many more points of view from where I can observe things. And so what I have observed as a benefit for myself is, first of all, this panoramic view that I'm able to have, that is not like one pointed opinion. And surprises, like in language learning, like I have not been following a certain methodic, I have not been absorbing material as it was expected from me, but over the time the information has been appearing, has been digesting, and without any real explanation how exactly that happened, I'm starting to use the language. I have observed and noticed many times that in presence of people that I connect to easily, I pick up their thoughts. It was fun for me to realize that, oh, I'm picking up their thoughts. Like sometimes I stand up and do an action, like I go open the door or I take something, and the person tells me, oh wow, actually, I was thinking to do it. Like, I am so surprised you have done it for me, or, you can read my thoughts. At times, with more experimenting that I had, I noticed that if I don't confuse the thinking with my own thinking, that I'm able to look at and recognize what are the thoughts of the other person if I don't confuse them with my own. I am able to separate and say, oh, so most probably that's what they think. Because my center is not fixed, I cannot rely on it in being certain or sure. It's a place where I experiment. But in terms of visions, realizations, insights, it's one of the places that it never stops to surprise me. I don't think that fixed Ajna is a better Ajna, in fact. Like, I know my friends, and sometimes, even if I come for their advice, I want to know how they look at things, because sometimes it's maybe more logical, more certain. They definitely see the things that I'm not able to analyze or systemize. But I always notice that my mind considers that a very one-pointed view. So I personally like to, when I need to collect information, not when I need to make a decision, but when I need to collect information, I like to collect these opinions of 2-3 people whom I respect, who definitely give good advices, who know the information, who can see from a certain point. I would not have that much time to go maybe in depth to understand one particular topic. But then when I have my open Ajna and I look at this point, at this point, at this point, I'm just observing how I respond to this information over time. Which idea or opinion actually appeals to me? Sometimes it feels like the vision is a bit too limited, like because it's fixed opinion. I somehow disagree and I think, wow, what a strange way to look at things. Anyway, it's just the mechanics. Some people have it fixed, some people have it open. Never take it as a curse or a predicament. Explore their opportunities and possibilities. With an open Ajna, people often tend to be afraid of to appear funny, not to be adequate, let's say. They're afraid to say, I don't know, I am not sure. My advice for people who are afraid to look not professional, I always tell them, it's so nice, instead of hurrying up and trying to impress the person and tell them, I know everything in this world, to say that I respect your opinion, or thank you for this great question. I definitely have certain ideas about it. Well, let me get back to you with it, with more information, or let me check my book. I want to give you a very profound, deep point that sounds and looks to me very professional. I don't have a fear anymore to say I don't know. Even in the places where I'm an expert, I say I don't know for sure. Let's look into this. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't know right now. Let me get my thoughts together. I rather do this than hurry up and trying to be certain and being afraid to look inadequate. Just give some kind of information that will not prove itself, So I do feel so much more comfortable now not to have a fixed opinion, to be able to have my panoramic view, not to pretend that I'm certain, and also to look at many opinions of others. Hope this information was useful for you. Always remember that even these talks are useful. I personally watched a lot of videos of different teachers when I was at the beginning of my self-discovery. But remember, it's very important to know your chart, your design, your open centers, and have a professional reading done to you before you try to look at all kind of information. So let's be true to ourselves.